Hey, happy Sunday. Check my phone. There we go. Great. Using screen working. I am going to go ahead and I've called this Lazy Robot Sunday because I think what I'm going to do is we just finished one big area and we are on our way to a new one. And therefore, we're going to take some time to reset at this space halfway right there. So this is the beacon. That over there says Seed Vault Prometheus. Somewhere over there is where we're going, which I can kind of see a tallish structure. It's hard to gauge distance though. And we just came. Now, where's the boat? This beacon is up a bunch of ladders. We're going to go back down and collect what we need. Somewhere down there is my boat. I have cleared out all of the critters and all of the beasties, but this place is running off of a couple of these little canisters. It's not really doing much of anything at the moment. So what I'm going to do, because I have not repaired the beacon and I have not powered the beacon on, I am going to go back to the ship. I'm going to get the parts for a wind turbine, a solar panel, and a fabricator. And we'll clear out some space over here and set up just like a little mobile shop. And then we'll start breaking some stuff down, maybe figure out a way of draining off some of the diesel in these tanks, or maybe just leave it here. I haven't decided. I don't use my diesel very much, but the machinery, I do have a tank on the ship. All right. On the other hand, getting a bunch of diesel tanks back down would not be fun, and to be completely honest, neither would dropping the wire down there. So, with the stairs that came up, that is a ladder going down. This is another ladder. All right, this is something you always want to keep an eye out for because sometimes these ladders are not. This is always very useful. I'm very high up here, and there is fall damage in this game, so I do not want to belly flop down to the ship below. Actually, connect to self. Connect. There we go. All right. I'm just going to look kind of weird when I look down, but I think that what this is going to do is it's going to give me a little bit of extra juice, whatever is in the battery, I think. I'm not doing anything that's particularly exciting. All right, let's see where this goes. Oh, where this goes. was going down one of these. Bugger me. All right. Oh, this freaking game. Oh my god. Okay. First of all, there's my ship internally. All right. So you have to just sort of anchor at the base of this one and climb up the ladders. There's enemies all the way up. Well, not all the way up, but pretty far up. And that, all right, if you do that, you keep yourself. You got to keep yourself back in the direction of the ladder. You don't have to hit a button. Don't do this at night because there may be critters. You just have to anchor, and then there's a ladder to go most of the way up, and then there's platforms you fight your way up. This one apparently goes all the way up. There's the ladder I got on over there to the left. And there's the boat. All right. Leave that there. Okay. I swear, this game. All right. They need to work a little on some of the back and toing and furrowing and so on. All right. Do I have anything in my pockets? Open the container. Drop the stuff. Open you. Drop the stuff. Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. Being finished. Okay. You appear to have busted. What do you get me if I dismantle you? And that's all of the ammo that I don't have any use for. Okay. Said it gave me stuff, but it don't think it did. Okay. Yeah, I'm overweight. I know. Okay. You over there. There shouldn't be anything that I have to shoot at the moment. I'll take a little bit of something just in case. All right. Now, plan was to make a tall solar panel. So the Lumi mids add all parts to Q. A tall cyclone add all parts to Q. And a recycler. Add all parts to Q. All right, while you're thinking about that, crab cake. What? Move this out. Okay, connect to south. That's what we want to do. Table on south. Okay. It needs to tell me whether or not the backpack is charging. I check the backpack. The line is all the way across, as if it is full, but there's no way of knowing if that's accurate or not. So I have no idea if it's actually doing what it says it is, which is, this says electric resource backpack. Does it increase my carry weight or does it increase my batteries? That is the question. All right. Oops. Okay. All, I am now overweight. What I'm going to do is, first of all, deposit some of the randoms. The shadows are going a bit weird. All right, I'm now just barely underweight. I am still carrying some fabric and some rubber. Any fabric? Yes. And rubber lives up here. They have a detached store height, but they don't have an attach option if you're pointing it at the wall. So when things get off the wall, they're kind of trouble. Okay. I grab plastic without being overweight and grab the iron. Yes. All right. No, that's not. That's not. Okay. Plastic. Put tape off. Everything else, I believe I am going to get up there. Split tape 5. Okay. And now I'm on my way. It was up. Maybe the iron. All right. So with what I've got, I'm not going to be able to carry anything else. And I should be able to set up the fabricator, power it long enough to, or the recycler, to get some materials when out there. That is the goal, is to have a power and recycling up there where I don't have to worry about it. So, autosave, autosave. You are full. Yeah, I know. Late morning, battery drain. Yep, yep. All right, no looting anything else until we get to the top and build our stuff. All right. Going to out the cable. Yesterday was backup slot 3 because it was the third day. Today, we are going to start in backup slot 4 and back up to the backup in slot 5 because it is the fourth one. 400 in the tank. Okay. Okay, I'm glad I don't get seasick. So, China goes over the way up. You go. All right. Well, before we go up, this is where we're at. Open the map. You're going to zoom out. just shown us in green our route. We started at Sanctuary Dock 37, then went to Beacon 49, then went to the Lazarus Complex. That was that super big building. And then, so the beacons have that sort of radio tower icon. The Sanctuary Docks have the sort of igloo style. Let's try this. This is obviously a diesel fuel space. This is a solar panel field. Right. We've stayed along the path that the game has been giving us. I haven't done, this is the first sort of completely just off the cuff. It wasn't a yellow icon sort of space that I've done. Is this next beacon, which is beacon navigation beacon 15. We came from Norfolk Grave. I kept tripping over this word because I kept trying to say Norfolk, and the part of the world I was raised in, it was Norfolk. So we're going with Norfolk, and that's just how we're going to roll. So we came from Norfolk Grave, which was an underwater space. And actually that was an experience. And so maybe what I'll do is talk through some of what we picked up there. No kitten. Kittens don't get to eat the wires here. Chew on that. On that. Yeah, chew on that. There we are. Okay. Yeah. Hold on a second. I need my water. All right. It's like wires. She's not actually a kitten. She's full grown. I don't know why I keep saying kitten. We got her when she was a kitten. Yeah, Princess Puff Puff. So eventually, probably tomorrow, we're going to end up at the Seed Vault Prometheus. This is a subtly different kind of icon from the Lazarus complex. And I'm wondering if there's a pattern to what's above ground and what's not. I know that when you are, you see it, the water's gone down, or the sun's gone down while I've been yakking. I know that in Norway there is a seed vault, an actual seed vault, where they are. I don't want to jump in there. There's things in there. There's an actual seed vault in Norway, which I believe is where the developers are from, if not Norway, then Scandinavia. And it's underground. It's where they are holding things like, they end up if they need to regroup after a famine or something and they need seeds. I may have got on the wrong ladder. I both go to the same place. Okay, I got it. So this is the way you come up. Which I don't think there was any parkouring up. I think it was just enemies. And then this is a direct drop down. So actually, let's go with spikes. I like these ladders better. So I don't drain my battery and nothing else is living up here. I think fine. Yeah, I kept popping up here and then there'd be a clump of something. It's like, game, really? Which, yes, of course. Get anything. No looting until we're at the top. We can loot on the way back down. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely stuff we want to come back for. There are the stairs. Okay. This ladder we came back down. Something appears to be at us. Actually, reload. Just in case. Yep. All right. And we will set up. All right. The main doors are here. Most of the stuff is here. The fabricator over here. No. All right, that's north. Which means, well, this is a weird thing about this game is that the cardinal directions seem to be flipped. In the real world, you would aim yourself, you would put things on the southern side because that's where you get the most sunlight. I guess it doesn't really matter because this is all we're working with, unless we want to put them up top. And all the right here. Not fight for this. There was a beastie in here. I dropped a bunch of my stuff. There is the here. I have two. It might be better to put the solar panels and wind turbines up here where they have the most exposure. So, doesn't get enough for a battery too. All right. Let's put the solar panel here. So let's commit that. All right. Yeah. This one. Turbine. Here. Hopefully going to discover we don't have enough cable because that is a lead roll around here. But jump off the platform. This on iron. Stay. Angle. Good cable. There was an iron red here because I remember dropping it. Didn't drop it. There were loot boxes all over here. And they had all sorts of materials. I dropped most of it along the way because I was heavy and stairs. The alternative is for you have to go all the way back down to the boat. And I think we're going to have to go all the way back down to the boat. Which is a pain in the butt, but needs must. You're still not dead. So this is obviously not drawing a lot of battery, even though we turned on the lights. stairs. Like I said, where's my junk pile? Fabricate the recycler. Get some iron out of it. Attach myself to it. Hang on that I have. I think I have. And I have the space for the weight. Let's think of all of this stuff. Okay. This is, I believe, the next part of the game mode, which is they're going to make it harder and harder to get into things and force you to make some choices. About what to take with you and what not. All right. Let's see, look, there's a memory here that I just didn't pick up. Because I knew I didn't have room for it. Okay. You're going to be my basic drop zone. Okay. That is the let's see, take a minute. Need iron. Paper has been completed. All right, connect. Connect to cell. Turn on. Now, connect to cell. Interact. Chuck it in. Need 1 iron. That's it. That's all we need. Plastic, copper. Come on, iron. Come on, iron. Iron. No glass. Iron. Let's take it. Yeah. I should have known that. There we go. All right. Now, grab the cable on myself. Move it over there. Are you still dangling? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Who's a good cable? Let there be orangey power lights. Okay. And you have enough? Do you have enough? Do you have enough? Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna build. All right. Oh, power build. Build 5. Okay. Do one more splitter somewhere and connect that up. And then those can go down in the basement and we can just kind of use them. And what has to be done downstairs. Okay. So, problem reasonably solved. I don't think I connected my backpack again. Mhm. Mm. Right. I'm not doing much, but it should be enough. Right. Two here. Fabricate cable extender. No. Okay. Back out. Which cables? No. People management. The game. Thank you again. Ta-da! No. All right. No, I can't actually do anything with that at the moment because someone has not done the whole parkour up to the ceiling kind of thing and repaired the communication array. We're going to do that later. All right. So, next step. I see you were there. What are you? The game just give me ammo? Nice. The game does love me. Here's acting there. Yeah, let me just plug you on the floor. All right. I was thinking about itself. Because I was thinking about when we get to the seed vault, if it is anything like either Lazarus or Norfolk Grave, it's probably going to be a new pattern. The basic pattern for everything is go in, clear out whatever short-circuiting rounds for electrical and non-moving targets. Oh, I bet you can use those on the sharks and the robots. If you end up, oh no, wait, I'm gonna second. You end up arguing with a robot. There. In near my Dropbox. We're not fabricating anything at the moment, but now. Oh yeah. Right. Right, this should be fine. You are oops. Gameplay? Wow. So this is where all right. Now we're just gonna vaporize everything within range. Yeah, I have slow mode because I'm slow. Did I not? No, I'm doing that. After 30 hours. Oh, yeah. Okay, why am I need to be pulling. I don't want to equalize in here. Oh, yeah. This game is all sorts of fun. Okay. This is why I was going to do a battery. A medium battery. I wonder if I have the stuff to do a medium battery. All right. This is going to be me cleaning up this beacon and talking to myself randomly. Only because I'm a little intimidated by the Seed Vault after what happened at Norfolk Graves. So I'm procrastinating going over there, to be perfectly honest. Okay. What would I need to build a lithium battery? Do I? Close enough? I'm still learning some of the bits. Battery cell connectors port ally frames and logic chips. Ally frame, I'm fine. Connectors port, I need fabric. All right, we can get that. Battery cell, I need rubber. We can get that. Logic chip, I'm fine. It's probably just the amounts of things. All right. You popped. You have metal. I'm looking for rubber and plastic. I think if it's a depth issue, you take a little bit of damage incrementally because it was kind of like flashing like a warning, and if I went up again, the warning stopped, but it didn't kill me right off the bat. The problem that I was finding is that it was taking a very long time to go both up and down, which kind of worried me at times because, I was getting a little panicky there. I think for the underwater stuff, I tried the battery pack that I'm wearing now, the backpack. They call it the Omni Cell or whatever. And I said, "Oh, free power, great." I think that's what it's doing, but I can't tell. I think they need to add a little bit more feedback, like what it actually is. Is it giving me power? Or is it just kind of giving me extra weight capacity? I was not figuring it out. But the underwater thing became such a moment of, all right, exactly how many battery cells do I have left? And do I think I can get back out again? That it became way more useful, I think. Grab cable, connect cell. There we go. I'm hoping that's what it's doing. Reach level 13. It gives you power. You hook a cable from your backpack up to your person and then reverse the flow so it's going into you and equalizing. Okay. I am grab, connect to self. No. This was the fidgety bit. Grab the cable. All right, we're going to connect to self. Connect to self. And then grab the cable. No. Connect to, no. Switch cables with cell. Switch the mode so that it's going in. All right. Put you away. Okay. That worked. I think I have the rubber that I needed to do the medium battery. All right. Everything is resource management. Everything is resource management. So, no. Thinking about it. In the box. Not that box. Box. And then stand next to the box. Proximity is fun. Right, I'm still missing something. And I need 2 battery cells, 3 connector ports, 2 alloy frames, and 1 logic chip. Alloy frames I'm fine on. Connector ports, I need fabric. Oh, that's what this. Where's my fabric? Okay, it's coming. It's just coming slowly. Okay. May have. Put that back on. I think if it's on equalize, it may just slow down a bit the back and forth. So I'm gonna leave that there for a moment. Part of what's going on is the trickiness of using the X button for everything. And I think that is, well, I'm on controller. Yeah, I got the Lazarus pods turned on. Yeah, I had to go to Norfolk Grave, and then Norfolk Grave pointed out the Seed Vault. And then the Seed Vault is where I'm kind of not going at the moment. Just because I'm chicken shit. Let's put you right here. Like that. Right. It's queued up. It should be fine. I find the movement with the controller a little easier, but that's just because I came to PC games late in life. And so I was always playing on Xbox or PlayStation. The controller was easier. Yeah, this game has been a couple days of, oh, this is so much fun too. Oh, I hate you, game. Why are you making me jump like that? That's just mean of you, game. Alrighty. Let's take you over here. Alright. I understand these properly. They fill, but they're going to fill very, very slowly. Which is understandable because we do not have much going on here. Just keep on showing. Put that away. Alright. Also, did it get dark out? That has something to do with it. I must have been eating my vitality because that is down. I'm going down and fix that. Yeah, the Norfolk Grave made me very nervous all the way through. But I was very proud of myself. I got through it. Grab cable, switch cable cell. Cable. Yep. Save. Okay. It's also one of the first times I've done early access. So that's a learning curve too. I'm wondering if we're going to get all the way through without having to restart. Or if they're going to do an upgrade at some point that changes so much. Turn you off for a moment and start dismantling. Alright. Where did my... There we go. Oh, they're part of the scenery. I can't be dismantled. Does anybody know if things respawn in locations that you've left? I saw someone playing an early build and he seemed to be seeing things respawning. I haven't gone back to anything at any point to test it. And I'm curious. Because, like, a lot of the fantasy-based games where you're wandering around nature, the trees go back in 3 days and stuff like that. But this seems to have a different logic behind it, so I'm curious. Of course, I guess it also depends on what sort of enemies you left behind, maybe. Some enemies respawn, but not items or resources. That makes sense. Alright. I'm going to store my scraps in the box for a moment. And break down into the morning. Okay. I suspect it's when that one lonely wind turbine is there going. Please stop. Maybe I should have put the recycler on. I guess that's part of the puzzle solving too. Very big. Maybe not. Really too. Labels are a pain to me. Boxes are a pain to me. I can grab the cable, but I can't move the object. Both going now. Communications nominal. That is starting to fill. All right. I suppose since it's daylight, I could do this. Jumpy bits worry me. I don't have the full battery. And if I panic, I'm going to fall off and into the ocean. I am prone to panicky. I wonder if we're going to get the ability to repair the bridges at some point, or if we're just going to have to suck it up and deal. All right, let's do this. We're filling, but very slowly. I'm not connected to the building. The building is just kind of on passively in the background. Since that makes a difference, but it makes me feel good. You know, when your parents just went around all the time and just turned things off. Ooh, see, that is dying. And I might be able to get another solar panel down here to power the building. All right, stand next to the box. I'm going to build. Not want some logic chip. I think the logic chip is a logic chip on silicon and on tech scraps. Wire. Let's do everything. Trash. You got there? Okay. Something else. All right. Foods. All parts to queue. Stand here-ish and wait for it to be done. look at level 13 to see what I found. I'm going to do that. Alright. It's here. Space. Yep. Stop that. Settings. Great. Very consistent light. Attention here. Alright. Here. Don't have to worry about the lights anymore. Now we're charging. I'm going to look at level 13. The standing light and the super boosters for the engines are much bigger. And we have the resource optimizer. That's another one I find of questionable utility, but I guess they'll come in handy later. Eckhart short range headlight lighting, clear 360 illumination. Gotcha, that's fun. The electric rifle, that is probably going to be very useful. Right. Nothing's jumping out, I think. And I do want to portion out my item. Mix. Thank you. No. Okay. That makes sense. Right. Everything is clear in here, except for you, the ones, the scrappers. Let's see about upstairs or next. Put the music down very low. Not as low as the scrapping music. I wish it was a little. Which can some. Table. Just so. You know. Let's retrieve it to that way. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go to my head into the kitchen. Hold on a second. Thank you for sharing. Good. Not my TMI. All right. Let's see. The sun is going down. Here for a moment. I think what I'm going to try to do. I'm breaking down enough that I'm definitely going to have whatever it takes to repair upstairs. I just have to. That's the roof of that. That's where I came up. You just have to get there. Diesel tanks. Over your shutters. On the door downstairs. Are you a critter? No, we're just lighting. Oh, maybe I missed a creature. Annoying. Yeah. Alright, let's not walk off the edge up here because that makes me way more than annoying. There's the door. There's the door. I don't have a lot of lights. Okay. You could do make another pack. Okay. Did I make everything in there? Gotcha. Now that. That's cute. So, building the solar panel downstairs worked just fine during the day. But obviously afterwards, we needed an alternate. And connect them through a battery. So, these appeared comparable with things on hand. And it must be talking to the box upstairs. Let's go ahead and do that. If you really wanted to get this interesting, you could build a diesel generator up here. Although there's no there's not that much biological material even after you kill the beasties, so that might not be as you said. Right. I think we can. Yep. Thank you. Mm. It railings make me nervous. Anyway, box Tetris. All right. So nothing left up here. Yep. Everything. Little everything. And storage, which means we should be able to get upstairs. No. Is that? Right, you're halfway full. Okay. Off. Let's finish off then. Let's ourselves. Which is no. consider the best time to do that long climb. Just do that. Right. I can spend before going up to the top. I don't think I'm getting it out of these scraps. Moves downstairs. Mm. There's a robot there when I first come up, but it's been dismantled. So let's see if this goes with me. I need to block one up there at night. Carbon fiber. Get some silicone. Must have been that. Do not get any other. Expensive high-tech stuff, I mean. Okay, let's go up and kick fire down. Come on. Mhm. Batteries be charging. It's coming up in a minute. Longer than a minute. Mm. See? You've been here this whole time. Well, that was a bit of a non-issue. I didn't follow my death notes. Mm. What do I need? I need copper, plastic, and iron. On top of all that, I don't need any of the exotic bits. Game, you're really nice to me. It makes me nervous. Snow? There's no hole to fall down? What's going on here? I really don't. And the plastic and iron, I think it's like. Oh, think the iron. Let's see. Oh, just in case. Just in case. I mean, if at any point you're going to blow out the speakers with a fancy orchestral flourish, that would have been it. I turned the music off completely. You look like a drilling rig. Okay. Right, so pretty much everything's been dismantled, so I don't think we need to move on. Which of the power infrastructure do I want to leave behind? Which power infrastructure do I need to leave behind? I'm not lie, I'm a little suspicious of where the beasties come from. And I don't know what attracts them, obviously. I don't know about that. Okay. Let's at least close the doors. To take a couple trips back down to the boat to take this stuff. One trip down to the boat is the rare stuff. Let's see. It's me. Biomass. Fat. Works. Let's take the weird ammo. The titanium, take the carbon. Aluminum, silicon. Alright, things I have a lot of. Do not have a lot of fire. And we seem to like plastic. Like the glass. I should point out. Leaving stashes. I was wondering things like fabric that are hard to replace from anything that's still here. And if I don't intend to come back, because this is the only time, I need more fabric on the ship. So we can do that. Let's put plastic. All right. Gold. Seems like gold grid. Okay. Downstairs, visit the ship, drop off, see what the situation is. That is the sound the fruit machine makes. On the floor again. Really? Iron it. I just need as much iron and remain fact. Like to motion decides to quit on a hissy fit. I may in fact finish undoing now all of them. Candle up there. Yeah. So what I'm going to plan is to finish up upstairs, bring as much material down as I can. I may dismantle some of the power stations, or I may just unhook them. We may dismantle and rebuild. Wish you could move those medium batteries. Maybe you could just drain one. Put it in the room with the save bit. And it's dark. And let's do one more back. Where can I see parts to keep? I need two metal, two olive frames. I think it's great. Should do. There is no three connector ports, two olive frames. Logic chip, two connector ports, one battery cell, two olive frames. Ooh. Very sexy. I need three connector ports and two battery cells. Battery cell. Okay. We want to go upstairs, but we do not want to go upstairs in the dark and rain. think is going to be the last trip well, last trip one upstairs. I'll start breaking some stuff down. I think I need it. I just don't need any more plumbing with me. As I can tell. Okay. Almost trip up. And break the things down if I'm going to break them down. Leave the parts up there. And what parts I have. And then just bring back. Leave the copper. Leave the poly thing. I just don't think I need it. Okay. So that was the beacon. Yes. Mm. 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 Shaman is behind. We dismantled the fabricator. I expected to leave peace behind. Oh, doing that. I have to say, mm, not sure what this is. Mm. Really about the small takes to do. It's really have anything on me. This is sounding right. Alright. You're just gonna have to stay there. Well, Right. It says I have unlocked the small petrol tank, but I don't see it anywhere on the build thing, which may be a glitch. Or mm, it just be the way it is. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. There it is, right there. Small diesel for him. It's, it's lit up like I unlocked it. It's not responding to unlock like these would. If this one. I did. Right. So the diesel's just gonna have to wait for it. In the meantime, I am too heavy. So something has to back the box. There's no box. There it is. Maybe what comes after. Operation nominal. Looks like we're still working. And the lights are off. Right? So be it. You listening? Well, that means you interesting. I can't take you with me. We're going down this one with some scholar. And particularly children in water. Yeah. Right, leeches. Biting on me. That is so much fun. Good. I think that's all we're getting out of this lovely place. New fabric. Right. When I come back tomorrow, I think what I'll do is I will be moving towards the Seed Vault. And every night. Tomorrow I'll start moving towards the Seed Vault. And that will be Monday. And in the meantime, I think that's it for today. So that was one of the random beacons on the way to the Sea Vault. Climbing the ladder was pretty straightforward. There were a bunch of enemies that did the little green skitters. I had to fight our way all the way to the top. I was worried about repairing the beacon, but it turned out to just be one jump. But there was a beastie at the very top that had to be taken down. And then the repair job itself was pretty straightforward. I went ahead and just took up the stuff to make a couple of turbines and a couple of solar panels and set up a shop up there with a recycler and went through. There was a bunch of memories up there and it opened up a lot more of the map. So it's worth doing and not too stressful once the enemies were cleared out. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and I will see you later. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye.